driveway here. Pretty sneaky. What are we doing? What's it look like? You see all the marshmallows around us? Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today's the day that we're going to pick up the hay, or haylage. We got 17 bales today. Actually, it was cut and baled on Monday this week. Shoot, what is today? Today's Thursday. Thursday the 26th. So, I got trailers moved at home. I got to move a few bales to be able to put the new ones, rotate stock or inventory. Put the old bales up front and the new bales in back, or however I'm going to do it. Anyway, yeah, I think 17, that's a record. I think we had like 16 and a half-ish. I called it 17 last year, but shoot, that's about the same time of year. Anyway, I'll get my dad's Kubota. We got to grab one bale, take it back to my place, move the bales, and we'll come back. We'll start hauling loads. Well, first, gotta move the forks all the way out. I don't have a bale grabber, so forks work. You just can't let it get all the way up to the cage if it's forks, otherwise you put holes in your route. Now let's go get a bale. So last year, because I had two fields, I dated them and what field they're from. MD is for my parents, mom and dad. Last year's 2024. It's our neighbor from last year. So I got to get these 4 bales moved up to here. I'll stack all the new ones down here, 2 or 3 farther out, whatever I need to do, and still be able to mow around outside edge. Yeah, that's next. Oh, these so I don't get a eye full of bugs coming through the trees back there. Riding a bicycle, I mean, you go with your mouth shut, put your squints on, safety squints, and you go through the trees. I mean, you're on the driveway, but there's a bunch of bugs, flies, and gnats flying through there, so that's why. All right, there's that one. What's next? Let's move some bales. Well, for all you Mopar fans, here's Chrysler Hemi Orange. This can is probably close to 25 years old. It still shot some paint out. So we got MD from my parents, and then 25. Yeah, it didn't come out very well. Rand did it, but she's on crutches, so she can't do any bending. And really, this is the farthest she's been out of the house on crutches, so it's actually a pretty big step for her. All right, I'm gonna set this down on a bale right here. I have other paint I could use, but that thing is so old. I need to start using some of the old paint. So that's moved. Guess we'll hop back on the Kubota and go to my parents. Oh, there's the gimp. I thought I'd take a moment and let you know that I'd like to thank the new viewers that I got here recently, and for those of you that have joined, and I haven't talked about it, what I really like to do on this channel is I like to work and play with my old tractors. Is this Kubota old? No, my 08 Dodge. Depends on who you talk to. Well, and that really depends on who you talk to, but this my dad's Kubota. Anyway, what I like to do is I like to work on them, get them running, get them useful again. I just get happy getting them running. What else? I like to use them again. You'll see videos of me out here at my parents' place harrowing or spreading manure or pulling logs at my place to clean out the woods. And I go tractor pulling. As some of you may have seen in my last video, I like the tractor pull. So, yeah, I gotta stand up to be able to see my forks. See that view? And try and do this with one hand without stabbing the bale. Oh, a little too fast. Gotta slow her down. I don't want to dig dirt, and I don't want to, again, cut that bale. I think we're good. Again, you don't want to get all the way up your floor. Right there. Now what'll happen if you tip back all the way, the bale will actually slide back on the forks, and then as you're driving, it'll start to settle down on top of the forks up against the cage, start poking holes there. Not only do you have to watch where your forks are going into the bale, but you also have to watch the cage and the forks at the cage. So let's see, again, got 17 bales this year, which is awesome, but actually no, but I forgot how many bales this trailer will haul. I thought it was 8 with the bales laying down. I don't have a bale squeeze, so I can't sit them on their butts and stand them up and stack them real well. So I have to lay them down, and I can get 10, it turns out. So let's get number 7 on. Well, I know a lot of people that haul hay, farmers, not a lot of them strap their loads down, but I at least got one strap on the back. The short distance I'm going, that's all I would do. If I was hauling this from a friend of mine's over in Ferndale, I would strap the whole thing down. And I kind of need to, because they're laid on their sides, they're going to roll off. I was at a couple weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, I saw a hay bale, around hay bale, no wrap because silage, sitting at a roundabout on a highway. Nice looking hay bale. Thought to myself, boy, that'd be a nice bale of hay to take home. But one, I don't have a way to load it in the back of my truck. So I didn't have my trailer. And the other would be, it'd be just the person's luck, whoever picked that bale up, was going to get a ticket for unsecured load. Now, is it worth it for a $50 bale of hay to get that ticket? I mean, the minimum of that ticket is, I think, $500, and it goes up from there. And if you injure somebody because of an unsecured load, heaven help you. It gets more expensive. If you have any guilt for injuring somebody because you thought you didn't need to tie something down, I would feel terrible. So, all right, first load's here. That's 10 of them. I hauled one on the tractor. That'll make 11. So we got 6 left at my parents'. Oh, look, here come the cows. See what's going on? I mean, I'd keep them in one end of the property and feed them, but all they did was push the fence down and go to that end from that end over there. There they are, right there. Looking all innocent. If you don't give us what we want, we're gonna go smash the fence and get it. Fun, huh? All right, let's see. I'm gonna mark all these bales before I take them down and stack them. That way I don't have to do one at a time. I can do several. Well, it started to shower a little bit. A little breeze. Started getting cool with the t-shirt. Went in for dinner. Come out. Got 6 bales to go, so let's go get them. So I have a choice. Tractor, bring the other tractor back, get the truck, go back, go loaded. Yeah, let's do that. Here's something. We drove by this when we came to my parents' place. This is, I believe, a 1963 Oliver 770. Yes, they do have the side panel, but the generator is sticking out past, so it's not on there. Yeah, you look right down the side, and that generator is sticking out, which has also the power steering pump on the back of it. Anyway, this is a tractor that I grew up with. Not far from here. My mom's side of the family and my grandparents had a dairy farm, and they ran Olivers. They had a 550. I think it was 1965 550. The 63 or 1963 770. Then they had I think a 1960 or 61 770. And then they had the 1755. Back in '83, my uncles and my grandparents had an auction, sold the animals, sold the equipment, then they sold the farm. This tractor really didn't get too far from us. My brother knew where it was because of his job, and anyway, he knew where it was, talked to the guy. If you ever want to sell it, let me know. Well, one day it finally came up. Hey, I want to sell it. I got a different tractor. We're getting a different tractor. So I don't remember how many years ago, but my dad bought it. Which I think this is the one he wanted to buy from the auction to begin with, but it didn't work out. Look at this. It still has an Oliver oil filter on it. Doesn't say much about can you see that? It doesn't say about much about the maintenance on this, but the thing still starts and runs good. We had to clean the points to get it to start at the guy's place that we bought it, or my dad bought it. My dad, brother, and I all went there and picked it up. But a little bit more history on my grandparents' dairy farm and uncles. The 550 never left the farm. And I don't know if they bought that new or not, but they never sold the 550. My uncles now have it. The other 770, which was the nice one, it got sold to Green Brothers out in Custer. Close to where, matter of fact, we're close to where Loretta Lynn used to live when she was out here in Washington, before she made it real big. So my Green Brothers had an auction, and then my one uncle, he bought that off the auction. So the 550 is still in the family. The 61 770 is in the family. And here's the 63. And I think a couple years ago I did a little thing on it at our tractor show, because all three of them are lined up for the first time next to each other probably since 1983. So 1983 to 2023. Yeah. For me, that was a pretty special moment, bringing back childhood memories. I used to sit on these tractors, and I didn't start them. I was just a little kid, but I'd sit up there and go through the gears and turn the wheel and push a TA in and out. And yeah. Anyway, that's one of the tractors. If they both go to the show next year, or all three go to the show this year, maybe we'll talk about them again. Anyway, we're going to see if this has enough battery for it to start, so we can go get the pickup so we can finish getting hay. And let's go up. Turn it on. Neutral. There we go. But my seat's wet. Oh. For the longest time, I couldn't figure out why farmers, why they would upgrade tractors. I mean, other than going bigger or smaller and getting a different size, why they keep getting newer equipment. I know now, but I didn't used to understand it. I mean, this tractor would benefit from a cab. If you don't have heat or air conditioning, or at least air conditioning, you're going to roast in that cab. So I start to understand it. only has 4 gears. Other tractors have at least 5 to 10. So anyway, let's go get the truck. Here's another thought. When I was a kid growing up at my grandparents' farm, not that I lived there, but when I was over there, we got the 1755, and my uncle said, "Hey, why don't you hop up in there and check it out?" I hop up in there and like looking around, and had this ugly wood grain on the dash, and I'm like looking around for a horn, because the horn on a tractor, to me at that time, at I don't know what year that was, if I was 11 years old, 10 years old, thought that was pretty cool, but no horn. So it's like, this tractor's no big deal. I went and hopped on the other 770 because it had a horn. My granddad put, I don't know if it's an air horn or what, but he mounted this chrome horn, I think it's a Viking brand, mounted it on the hood. So, and also that my granddad was the first one in either one of our families to tractor pull at our Northwest Washington Fair up here in London. And he used that 1961 Oliver for tractor pulling. And I remember he had it painted at the local Ford dealership, tractors. My uncle used to work there. So they took the Oliver to the dealership. My uncle painted it. They brought it home, and they wanted to put more weight on the nose. Well, back then there wasn't suitcases, it was slab weight stacked. And so they had to take the grill off in order to stack enough weight on the front to get to the weight class that my granddad wanted to be in. So anyway, which leads to leads to a question, is how many people or how many generations of pullers are in your family? It'd be my granddad, my mom and dad, but they didn't start pulling until after I did, or even after my brother, with an Oliver 66 row crop. I think it's a Super 66. It's still up in the shop. So yeah, my granddad, my parents, my brother and myself, my 2 nephews, and my daughter. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, that's 4 generations of pullers. Pretty cool. Not all at one time, but still pretty cool. All right, let's get loaded up. I'm gonna get wet. This rain's not letting up. All right, it doesn't like that. Huh. Well, at least it happened here and not at my parents' place out in the field. Guess we'll grab the battery charger, get that on there, and I will find another mode of transportation. Well, it might be that the starter on the R is no good. I'm not sure yet, but I think we'll take this old ugly Z of mine. We'll take him for a ride. Yeah, I think we'll leave the disc behind. More than likely I'm not going to sit in it because it's a pan seat and full of water. So, turn the gas on. See what happens. choke cable, so it's kind of hard to choke with and start with one hand. There we go. Warm up a little bit, then away we go. Yeah. Oh. Well, no, that's it. I think the starter went out on me on the R. I think I have one on that stationary engine underneath the lean-to. So I might just swap it out and find out that way, or maybe I don't know. We'll figure something out. In the meantime, that's going to be it for me here today in the rain and the hay. It's into my hay season in 2025. So until the next video, thanks for watching, and you'll see you in the next one. Bye.